Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming. So today I have a quick showcase of my Chaos Pact Blood Bowl team. But before we go through that, I just wanted to remind you to go and check out our competition video. We are having a push to get to 10,000 subscribers, but we need your help. So follow the link in the description below to take you to the video. Share it around all your social medias and everything. The quicker we get to 10,000 subscribers, the quicker you can get that nice loot in your hands. So, right, anyway, that's my little plug for the competition. So let's have a look at this team. So the Chaos Pact team is one of the new ones in Death Zone 2. It's made up of Marauders, which are these guys. They're basically the same stats as a human lineman, but their skill upgrades, there is a lot more flexibility in them, so they can all get throwing skills, they can all get mutations, general and strength. So very, very useful and versatile players. You can basically build this team however you want, really, with the right roles. So I used the human lineman that I had spare from my human team, and bought some Chaos Marauder heads, did a head swap, and then changed out some of the punch daggers with some more chaosy looking bits. So that is the first one there. Second one, just a general head swap, and then the punch daggers. We got blood for the blood god all over those, because if you're going to have a chaos team, they're going to be bashing people, so there's going to be a lot of blood on them. So like that. Then, because they've got all the mutation access, I tried to show that in the miniatures themselves. So I did an arm swap on this one and a head swap. So that arm is actually a, I think that's a Bloodletter's arm, just painted up in the same flesh tone as the human arm itself. So it kind of looks, I quite like how that came out, because it's a little bit bigger, and obviously it looks a bit scarier. So with the mutation access, I can count that as like a claw or even a big hand, depending on what way I want to go with this guy. So that's him. This one, I think I used, I think they were ghoul arms, so I just put 2 ghoul arms there to obviously represent extra arms. This team has actually, I use this in my local gaming group, and I'm in a league. It's the WoW Blood Bowl League, which is the Wargamers of Wolverhampton Blood Bowl League. And yeah, they've got sort of a bit of an average performance at the moment. But this team is always going to be a second season team, really, because they start with no skills at all. So you basically got a team of human linemen with 3 big guys, really. So yeah, you have to get a few matches deep to actually start winning. So I've got quite a few guys with block. In the league, we do start with a few skills that you can give people, just sort of normal skills. So I did actually give this guy extra arms, obviously, but he died in his second game. So yeah, he's been rebought, but not with the extra arms. So yeah, a bit unfortunate, but that's Blood Bowl for you. Next guy, this one's probably the most standard in the team, just a head swap on this one. Fairly simple, so just chop it off and a bit of green stuff to fill the gap in the neck, and yeah, away you go, really. So nice easy head swap, and nice easy conversion, actually. So if you are thinking about doing Chaos Pact, all these results are reasonably easy to do. This one, obviously he's my claw guy, so hopefully when I level him up I'll be able to give him claw. But I used the I think this was the thrower as a foundation, and then I used one of the arms from the lineman, which I'd chopped off, to put that on there. Again, Chaos Marauder head, and then the claw is from, I think it's a Slaanesh Demonette, or yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where it's from. So it's slightly more complex, slight repose on the arm, and then the head, I had to take off one of those horns, shave it off, on that side to get the head in, but I think it works quite well. So again, quite happy with how that came out. Okay, so then with the Chaos Pact team, you can take an entire team of just the linemen, but why would you want to do that really? So I started my line out with the 3 big guys, which are very expensive, a Goblin and an Orc, and you can also get the Elf in. So we'll bring the Orc up for you to have a look at. So this is just a standard Orc lineman. However, chopped off the arm just at the elbow. I think that's a Chaos Possessed Marine arm that I had in my bits box. So yeah, stuck that on, and the scale is pretty much perfect. So just to represent, obviously he's turned to chaos, this Orc, so I didn't want to make him look too chaosy. But I was quite happy with how that actually seemed to be the perfect fit size-wise. So yeah, that's him. Then I went with a Goblin. So you probably noticed the troll in the background. So there's a bit of conversion work I'll go through in a minute, but the troll does actually come with a Goblin in his hand that he's throwing, which I've obviously cut off. So this head on this side is actually the Goblin's head that's in that hand. So I've just sort of built up a green stuff sort of neck stump there really, and stuck 2 heads on there. 2-headed Goblins are some of the most frustrating players to come across in the game. They basically dodge on a 2-up, and it's re-rollable. So yeah, they're really good. They're only strength 2, so they can't really do much damage. But if you want to just annoy somebody, get one of these guys. Then the last sort of non-big guy is this dude, and he is actually a Dark Elf. So I've converted him and kit bashed him from, I think they're the Corsairs or the fantasy sort of Dark Elf pirate type of guy. So I got sort of this cape and the body from that. I think the legs were as well. The head is from Executioners. I think the punch dagger is actually from that same kit as well. And then the hand, again, I think that is from a demonette or some sort of chaos demon part that I had lying around. Oh no, actually I think it's actually one of the ghouls. I think it's a ghoul's hand, one of the fantasy ghouls. So yeah, just put that all together. And the good thing about the elf in the Blood Bowl team, in this Blood Bowl team, is obviously it gives you the agility 4, which all elves come with, which is really, really useful. So he's now my ball carrier. But you can mutate this guy as well, which obviously elves don't usually have access to. So that is really, really useful. So again, I can give him a big hand, which means that he ignores tackle zones when he's picking up the ball and stuff like that. So, or I could give him claw. So if I want to go fighty with him, not that you'd want to go fighty with your ball carrier really, but yeah, loads of options there. So yeah, really like this team, how you can develop it. Then moving on to the big guys, I'll do the standard one first. So this is just the standard Forge World model. I got this from, I think it was the open day before it was even released. So I managed to get this painted up, ready for my league before it was released to sort of the general public. So I think it came as a bit of a surprise to a couple of my opponents. But really happy with how this came out. It was really satisfying to paint this actually, because he's got all that sort of skin and it's really defined muscle. That's all dry brush work really. Went over some of it with a little bit of highlighting in certain areas, but yeah, really quick to achieve this, and I was quite happy with how it came out. So yeah, anyone should be able to get up to this sort of standard really on the skin. That's not hard to do at all. Just take your time with it really. So again, lots of blood for the blood god to show that he's been punching people really hard in the face. This is my dedicated blitzer of the team, because he's really good at it basically. He's got Juggernaut, he's got Stand Firm, and frenzy, so he's very good at punching people off the pitch. So I really like using this guy in the game. You wouldn't generally take a Minotaur in most of the teams that have got access to him, because there's just better options, but in the Chaos Pact team he's essential really. So yeah, really like him. So then I've got the other two big guys. These are actually the Games Workshop big guys that I have quite heavily converted and reposed. So this is the actual troll that Games Workshop do. I didn't like the Goblin in the hand, plus it doesn't really fit in with this team because there's only one Goblin and he's generally going to have two heads. So it just didn't look right for me, so I chopped it off. And that is actually the hand from a Chaos Spawn, and it is, I have done literally nothing there. I've just cut it and, you know, cut it to the angle to get it to sit right there. It's perfect size, absolutely perfect. So I'm sure you can pick one of those up on eBay if you haven't got access to it. But yeah, that was a really easy conversion. Then the arm is usually up in front of his face to make it look like he's sort of throwing. So I just sort of reposed it down, and then all I've done is sort of built up the gap. I'm not very good at sort of sculpting or anything like that, but I've just rebuilt up the gap with some green stuff, and then tried to sort of resculpt some of the scale work and stuff like that. If you look really closely, you can see that it's not a perfect mould, but I think with how it's been sort of painted and in the sort of rougher way, I'm quite happy that that looks how it's supposed to. The only other thing you have to do with this then is just chop him off at the ankle. I built up the ankle slightly, just to make him look like he's sort of charging forward rather than upright like this. So yeah, that's him. Didn't like the green as well. To me, he looks more like a stone troll, and those of you that have been in the hobby as long as I have will know that the stone trolls were always blue. So I decided to paint him blue, and I think he looks really good if I do so myself. So yeah, really happy with how that came out. And then last but not least, I bought this guy, and I was actually going to use him in my human team, because this is obviously the standard ogre that you get, that you can buy with your human team. But I'd already got the Forge World one painted, and I thought, well, I'm not actually going to use him as the star player, the Kraken Cranberry pairing, so he's just in my human team. So that kind of left this guy spare. So I thought, well, I'll do the Chaos Pact team and I'll stick him in. So there's some sort of quite heavy modification in this without it being too complex. So just things like replacing spikes with more Chaos spikes. This is apart from, I think it's a demon prince. I think it's like a shoulder pad, or it might be around a neck brace or something like that. I can't remember where it goes. Chopped off all his fingers and then replaced them with, I think these are ghoul fingers or crypt fiend fingers, whichever way around it is for the bigger one. And then that tentacle that's coming out from in his armpit, I'll show you, you can't really see, but it's just glued in there. There's no green stuff work, it's just sort of hides nicely behind the pad, so nice and easy to do. That was from Chaos Spawn. So yeah, it's really handy. If you get a Chaos Spawn kit, the amount of extra bits that you get for kit bashing is amazing. So if any of you are interested in doing anything like this, definitely get yourself a Chaos Spawn kit, or like me, get a friend that has a Chaos Spawn with loads of extra bits. Thank you, Dan. I've given him the horn on the head as well. I think that was a Demon Prince horn, which was a lot longer, and I've just trimmed it right down, just plonked it on there, just again, just to make him look a bit more chaosy. And then I just cut all the original spikes off the shoulder pad and replaced them with your typical chaos looking spikes. So yeah, that's the team. Just to let you guys know, we are actually well, I've got a bit of an exciting announcement to make, really. We're actually having a bit of collab with a guy called Andy Davo. those of you into Blood Bowl might know who Andy Davo is. He's actually ranked 5th in the NAF rankings, which is like the ITC of Blood Bowl. He's just come back from the Euro Bowl in Portugal, where he finished 2nd. So he is a very, very accomplished Blood Bowl player on the tabletop, but he is also a Twitch streamer. So we're going to be doing a few things with Andy, hoping to get him on the channel to do some tactical videos. So definitely keep an eye out for those, and then eventually we'll play a match against Andy and see how I fare. Probably lose terribly, but yeah, that should be exciting to see. So if you're interested in Blood Bowl, definitely keep an eye out for that. If you want more Blood Bowl content in the meantime, though, go and check out what Andy's doing. He streams most Tuesdays and Thursdays the Blood Bowl 2 video game. So you'll definitely pick up some tips from him. His channel is twitch.tv/Andy Davo, which is Andy and then Davo. We'll put a link in below here. And he's also got a YouTube channel where he uploads everything that he does on Twitch onto YouTube, so you can catch up with some of the progress of his teams if you're interested in that. So definitely go and check Andy out. But yeah, that's it. That's enough of me rambling on. So hopefully you've liked the video. If you have, remember to give us a like, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think of the team, if you like it, if there's anything that you would have done differently with the team, any builds as well, any potential build advice, how you think I should actually be progressing this team. I'd love to hear that. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.